Morning. You could see some frost on your car. I know I did. So give your car a little bit of extra time this morning. Give yourself some time to kind of adjust with the colder weather coming through. Our dew points do reveal dry conditions. So when it is very dry out there, it really emphasizes how cold it is going to be and feel outside. So we're seeing wind chill values in the 20s this morning, even though we're seeing temperatures in the 30s just above freezing. So be mindful of that. Please bundle up. Send the kids off to school with a jacket and bring yourself one to work as well. And we'll slowly see temperatures start to pick up in the low 40s for our highs. I'll have more coming up. Now over to you, Tiffany.
Shelby, thank you. After a week-long nationwide manhunt, a suspect in custody this morning for the murder of the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. We have a reaction this morning from the family and friends of Luigi Mangione. And fire officials investigating a house fire in Commerce. What we've learned so far from investigators. Recent technology upgrades at the Joplin Police Department aim to keep the city safer. KSN Local News Today starts now.
This is KSN 16, your local news today, with Tiffany Alaniz and Shelby Shabel.
And a good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. It's December the 10th. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. A live look outside this morning in Joplin, where Shelby mentioned it is chilly outside this morning. Very, very cold. Hard to believe 15 days away from Christmas Day. The countdown continues as we march toward the holiday. The investigation continues into a house fire in Commerce when firefighters arrived in the 400 block of North Elm. Just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon, the house was fully involved. Quapaw Nation Fire Chief Sammy Freeman says a back wall did appear to be blown out, likely indicating some sort of an explosion happened, but investigators will make the final determination. One person also inside at the time, but Freeman refrained from speaking any further about any injuries to that person, saying the fire marshal will release the information after the investigation. He credits the responding crews for putting out the fire so quickly and making sure there were no other injuries.
Quapaw Nation, Commerce Volunteer Department, and Quapaw Volunteer Department. And these guys done an outstanding job, made a fantastic stop on the house. Upon arrival, like I said, it was fully involved.
We will let you know when we get more information from the fire marshal. The Jasper County coroner has identified the pedestrian killed as he was trying to cross Highway 171 in Carterville late Friday night. Just before midnight, 31-year-old Ryan Easley from Eagle Rock, Missouri, was struck by a Ford F-150 pickup truck. The Missouri Highway Patrol says Easley was attempting to cross the highway when he was hit in the northbound lanes. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the pickup truck, a 17-year-old from Webb City, was not injured in the crash, but his vehicle sustained extensive damage. Oklahoma death row inmate Kevin Underwood will wait a little longer for his pardon and parole board hearing after a judge granted a stay on Monday. Underwood has had 2 clemency hearings canceled in just the past week. He's scheduled to be executed next week. On Monday, a judge canceled the clemency hearing because there are not 5 board members after 2 of them stepped down. Underwood's attorney says he has a right to a hearing before a full board. The 44-year-old Underwood is scheduled to receive lethal injection next Thursday. He was convicted back in the 2006 murder of 10-year-old Jamie Rose Bolin, who lived at his apartment complex in Purcell, Oklahoma. A wide-ranging tech upgrade is helping Joplin police keep the city safe more quickly and efficiently. Gretchen Bolander reports.
The Joplin Police Department is working on an upgrade that touches on just about every aspect of city law enforcement.
Dispatching center, CAD, mobile CAD, which is what our officers use out on the vehicles, jail records, administration, investigations, so it covers every area of the department.
The new system is called ProSuite and generally deals with computer-aided dispatch and the records management system. It streamlines processes that had been glitchy, things like court access.
Everyone had to transition to Missouri courts. At that point, our electronic citation module was not functional with our old system, so we had to seek out an additional vendor to provide that patchwork until we got a new system up and running.
The new system integrated 600,000 name records from the last 30 years. It also streamlined evidence storage for easier access to videos, still images, and audio recordings.
Recently, we've had to burn those files onto disks or thumb drives, and then make copies for requests from attorneys, from the prosecution. Those practices are a little more streamlined now. Now it involves a link, and the evidence is up in the cloud.
ProSuite went live at JPD earlier this year. They are still working on the final fix, which will allow 911 calls to transfer seamlessly between the Joplin, Jasper County, and Newton County dispatch systems. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Gretchen Bolander.
An I-44 bridge project is on hold until the spring. MoDOT has halted the rehabilitation of the bridge on I-44 near exit 6 until spring. That means both westbound I-44 lanes will be open to traffic. That's near the Main Street exit. The median crossovers will be closed, and the eastbound and westbound on-ramps at the exit will remain closed. However, both of the off-ramps at exit 6 will be open. The speed limit in that area will still be 60 miles an hour. Coming up, questions for a key Trump appointee over her past positions on Syria, while governments around the world are trying to determine what comes next for the civil war-weary nation. And the arrest and the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson has family and friends of the suspect in disbelief, saying he's the last person anyone would suspect. That's when Local News Today continues.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KSN 16, your local news today.
Welcome back this morning. This morning, the family of this man, Luigi Mangione, is speaking out after his arrest yesterday. Police released this picture. This is him inside of his jail cell overnight. The suspect caught hundreds of miles away from New York City and Pennsylvania after someone at McDonald's spotted him and alerted an employee. This morning, he's charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mark Santia reports.
Walking to court in handcuffs, wearing a navy long-sleeve shirt and jeans, surrounded by police officers, this is the first glimpse of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. It was here, inside an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's, nearly 300 miles west of New York City, where police say a 5-day manhunt came to an end when an observant employee noticed a suspicious person on his computer at a back table and called 911.
My partner and I recognized him immediately, just from what we saw in the media with photos, videos.
Officers asked the man to lower his medical mask and then asked him one specific question.
He had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently, and that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
Police say the man handed them a fake ID with the name Mark Rosario, the same name used to check into a Manhattan hostel where the suspected gunman, wanted for killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, stayed several nights.
Some of these detectives I've stated behind me haven't been home since Tuesday when this incident happened. They've been working this case tirelessly around the clock. And when they got that phone call, immediately they jumped in their car, the police car, and raced down here.
Officers brought Mangione back to the station, and in his backpack, they found a 3D printed handgun and silencer similar to the one used in the Midtown shooting, as well as a 3-page handwritten note expressing, quote, ill will toward corporate America.
We do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
NYPD detectives immediately made the drive west on I-80 to investigate Mangione and the evidence. NYPD Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daughtry.
Here's a message to the criminal element that think that they want to commit a crime in New York City. Police Commissioner Tish's police department will find you and bring you to justice.
In Altoona, Pennsylvania, Mark Santia, NBC News.
So Mangione's cousin, Nino Mangione, is a member of the Maryland General Assembly. He issued a statement on their family's behalf. It says, quote, unfortunately, we cannot comment on news reports regarding Luigi Mangione. We only know that what we have read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson. We ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news. Those who know Luigi say they are stunned by the news, calling him kind and nonviolent. Mangione was valedictorian of his private high school and got 2 degrees at an Ivy League college. Freddie Leatherberry graduated high school with Mangione back in 2016. He says he's still trying to wrap his mind around the situation. The Gilman School, his high school, released a statement saying they're deeply distressed news on top of an awful situation. Leatherberry said Mangione was the last person anyone would think could commit such a crime.
Nothing came off weird about him. He had great friends. He had a lot of female friends as well. He was a relatively unassuming kid. He was down to earth. He was smart, well-adjusted socially. He was at least a 2-sport athlete. From what I can remember, and he really had everything going for him.
We've learned that Mangione was living in Honolulu starting in the last few years, and those who knew him there say he was kind to everyone, even started a book club for the people where he was living. In Syria, the prime minister says most cabinet ministers are still at work after rebels overthrew President Bashar Assad. Some state workers failed to return to their jobs, and a UN official says the country's public sector has come to a complete and abrupt halt. Meanwhile, streams of refugees crossed back into Syria from neighboring countries, hoping for a more peaceful future and looking for friends and relatives who disappeared during Assad's brutal rule. Now the U.S. and their allies are moving quickly to influence the formation of the new Syrian government. For the outgoing Biden administration, it's a race against the calendar. The big concern, the rebel group that deposed Assad is considered a terrorist organization. A jury acquitted Daniel Penny in the death of Jordan Neely on a New York City subway last year. The not guilty verdict came after the jury deadlocked last Friday on a manslaughter charge, but they also rejected a lesser charge of negligent homicide. Penny put Jordan in a chokehold when he was acting erratically, yelling at passengers on a subway. Some witnesses testified during that trial that they felt threatened by Jordan's actions. Turning to 4-state weather, it is a cold start to the day out there for us. Shelby Shovel tracking feels like temperatures in the 20s, but temperatures are warmer, but the wind is making it feel colder.
Exactly. And that's kind of going to be a trend over the next couple of days. We'll see temperatures start to gradually, though, pick up of the breezes as well. On Friday, we have strong breezes. We could see gusts over 30 miles an hour. Rain chances.
Good.
Right?
We need the rain.
We could use the rain, but when you add the breezes in,
it's going to feel cold.
Exactly. I'll have more details coming up with my full forecast. Now here's a look at the almanac.
from the KSN 16 Freeman Health System live First Alert Doppler Storm Center. Weather with Shelby Schabel.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is cold out there this morning. Here's a live look from our Wesco Home Furnishings tower cam. We can see the nice views across the city of Joplin. Some cars are already driving down there this morning, but hopefully you're enjoying us right now from the comfort of your warm home because it is cold. We are seeing temperatures close to freezing this morning, if not below freezing. Our Freeman Health First Alert Doppler has temperatures in the 30s. Freezing is exactly at 32 degrees, but it's going to feel even colder out there as our wind chill values are in the 20s. So this is just a representation of what it feels like in comparison to what the temperatures are presenting on the board. Now our visible satellite does have fog that is shifting more so to the east. So areas more so to the south could see some patchy fog this morning come through. So give yourself a little bit of extra time on your commute this morning and just some time for the frost to get off of your car. I had a little bit on my car this morning, which I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad, so I'll take it. But again, it can hold up your drive, especially when you're rushing to send the kids off to school or if you're sending them off to the bus stop. Definitely send them off with a jacket and just, give yourself some extra time this morning. It'll be mostly clear for our morning, but again, very cold out there and dry as our area still has a lot of dry air aloft. We will see cold air mass really start to move into the region as we do have a cold front that is going to push through, bringing conditions on the colder side for the next couple of days, and breezes are going to be pushing in as well as we are seeing some high pressure to the south of us. The cloud cover is anticipated to move in as well as we will see mostly cloudy conditions as we get further into our week. Now for our highs for today, Joplin 42 degrees, Veneta 43. We're going to see temperatures in the low 40s as a whole, and then as we cool down, lows are going to be in the 20s. So below freezing across the region tonight, and it's going to feel even colder out there tonight with wind chill values in the teens. So very cold out there tonight and today, but it is definitely going to get very cold. Our temperatures are in the 30s, upper 30s, low 40s for our highs for tomorrow, so we're going to remain consistent in the low 40s. In the next couple of days do show a pretty significant increase in temperatures as we get past our midweek mark. We'll remain above that average line as we get into early next week in the 50s, so slightly going to be warmer. And as we shift over to our outlook, temperatures are going to be warm, especially more so to the west. They're looking to see above average temperatures. We're most so going to be a little bit above average or close to that average over the next week. But our updated drought monitor does show some areas are fully relieved from the drought conditions more so to the southwest, but we're seeing ease more so to the west. We're looking at dry conditions, and to the east, moderate. So hopefully the rain that is expected to come through on Friday will help ease the drought conditions as we are looking to see some of that come through this week. We are at 30% chance right now. It could increase, but we definitely could use the rain. Here's a look at your KSN forecast from your local weather authority. The high is going to be 42 degrees. We'll have some nice breezes coming through with gusts up to 20 miles an hour today. We'll see things cool down below freezing tonight, but it should be mostly clear as a whole. And the next couple of days do show a warm up ahead as we also have some rain chances expected on Friday.
Yeah, and like you said, much needed rain chances. Some cool overnights. Honestly, nothing to complain about this time in December.
Not at all.
We will take it. Here's a look at what's coming up in sports.
Coming up in sports, we've got some basketball action from a tournament in McDonald County. Plus, it's your top 5 plays of the week. It's all straight ahead in sports.
is the Roberkey of 4 State Sports Report with Michael Imami.
We'll start things off with some high school hoops. The McDonald County Lady Mustangs are hosting their annual Mustang Classic tournament. It'll be yesterday through the 14th, and that's where we'll find game 1 of the evening. Bentonville West matching up with Webb City to kick things off. Wolverines had a 6-point first quarter lead as Reagan Cruzenberry knocks down the triple right here. She was second in scoring for Bentonville with 10 points on the night. Webb came back firing in the second. A little stop and pop action right here for Whitley Keith. Nice move to get the Cardinals in rhythm. But she wasn't finished just yet. Abby Sargent controlling the floor now, finding Keith on the wing. And nothing but net. 11 points to go, along with 3 buckets from beyond the arc for her in this one. Sargent was also seen dropping some dimes all night long. She finished with 5 assists as she pushes the ball up floor again for the Cardinals. Addie Burns in the corner. Count it. That one falls. Webb City shot an exceptional 46% from range. And Burns' 3 was the icing on the cake there in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals going to take round 1, 57-46. Moving on to game number 2, the Lady Mustangs played host to Prairie Grove. The Tigers in this one was also back and forth. Tigers started things off on the offensive end with Hope Kidd finding Brooklyn Stovall in the wing for an open 3 ball right here. She had a pair of those throughout the game. Keeping things going, who better than Kidd again? Nice move off the catch. Pretty little Euro step right here in the lane, and the English off the window, and that was in. She was also seen making some big shots down the stretch. That's where the Lady Mustangs really ramped things up. Good ball on pressure right here by the defense, and Kirsten Hopkins comes out of nowhere. Scoop and score in transition to get the uncontested 2 to fall. She continued to shine on offense on the next possession. Some nice passing on the perimeter. Here's the kick to Hopkins, and the bank is open. Off the backboard and in for the sophomore guard. She led the way for Mack County in a 65-50 victory. And to cap it all off, here's a look at your top 5 plays of the week.
These are the top 5 plays of the week, sponsored by Sticklin & Sticklin Law Firm, when sorry doesn't cut it.
At number 5, junior Rachel Nunez with the double-double on Saturday, making a ton of plays, getting the steal right here on this one. Coast to coast, right to the bucket. She finished with 20, led all scorers, and helped lead Miller to a Gem City Classic victory. At play number 4, we head to the state championship game. Blair Oaks lines up for a field goal, and Seneca's Hagen Ginger with the block. The 6'2 defensive end using his full frame to make the play right there. Seneca falls in this one, though, 38-28. Now at 3, we head to NEO. Big body Buddy throwing down the hammer. The 6'7 sophomore guard was rising up left and right in the Norsemen's 9th straight victory over Tabor. They ended up taking that game 119-57. At number 2, we head to Friday night's state title game. Lamar Fairgrove, Aiden Sheet with his best game when it mattered the most. The senior racked up 122 receiving yards. Finally at 1, after being down 5, Lamar quarterback Alex Wilkerson engineers a brilliant 11-play, 72-yard drive to score the go-ahead touchdown in the final minute to win the state championship game for the Tigers. And there's a look at your top 5 plays of the week.
The top 5 plays of the week was sponsored by Sticklin & Sticklin Law Firm, when sorry doesn't cut it.
And that's your look at sports this morning. I'm Michael Imami.
Now from the KSN 16 Storm Center, your local weather authority. This is your forecast first.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is a nice morning this morning, but cold nonetheless. Our West Home Furnishings Tower Cam has nice views across the city of Joplin. We can see the nice city lights coming through, and temperatures are near freezing, if not below freezing. Our Freeman Health First Alert Doppler has temperatures in the low 30s, so be mindful this morning. It is going to be very cold and dry out there. Dew points are in the low to mid 20s, so that really emphasizes the colder feeling of the cold air mass coming in. So please bundle up this morning, send the kids off to school, to the bus stop with a jacket or two. I'll have more details coming up with my full forecast. Now over to you, Tiffany.
Shelby, thank you. A national milestone for the U.S. Postal Service has happened right here in our own backyard at a very festive postal service, and how letting someone else wrap your Christmas presents can help those to cure cystic fibrosis. KSN Local News Today starts now.
This is KSN 16, your local news today, with Tiffany Alaniz and Shelby Schabel.
And a good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. It's December the 10th. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I want to get you right out to California, where we are monitoring breaking news right now. This is a live look right now from KTLA's chopper over the Malibu area. You're looking southbound. You see that Pacific Coast Highway. So this shot is facing southbound, and Pepperdine University is being threatened right now by these massive wildfires that are burning. This is again near Pepperdine University in Malibu. The strong Santa Ana winds are obviously fueling this fire. The Associated Press reporting this morning that the LA Fire Department responded to this blaze, dubbed the Franklin Fire, near Malibu Canyon Road and Station Boundary at about 11 last night. As of 3 this morning, the fire is mapped at 850 acres with 0% containment, and you can see the giant flames there. A minute ago we were watching it, and it was near a lot of homes. Pepperdine University also not far at all from where this is raging out of control with, again, 0% containment. We are continuing to stay on top of that situation there, and we'll continue to bring you live updates, but just a very, very scary and serious situation unfolding there near Malibu. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office is investigating a house fire where a woman was found dead. Crews responded to 389 South 190th Street near Pittsburgh just after 7 Saturday morning for a report of a house fire. Once they were inside, they found a woman dead. Her body was transported to Kansas City for an autopsy to determine her official cause of death. Authorities are not releasing her name until a positive ID can be made. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. We'll let you know when we find out anything about the autopsy. In another fatal crash from the weekend, a Lamar man died after running his UTV off of a Barton County road. The crash was reported Sunday evening at 7. Troopers say 44-year-old Michael Bauman was traveling on Northeast 40th when his Polaris UTV ran off the road and struck an embankment. They say the vehicle overturned, killing Bauman. He was pronounced dead at the scene. An interim sheriff has been appointed in Delaware County. It's Ray Thomas, the current sheriff-elect for the county. Thomas defeated now former Sheriff James Beck in an election this past June by 559 votes. Beck resigned as sheriff last week due to personal reasons. County officials say the appointment for Thomas will run through the remainder of Beck's term. Thomas will undergo a second oath of office for his official swearing in January. Missouri legislators are pre-filing bills in preparation for their next session next year. One measure on the table, getting rid of state income tax. Chris Bryant spoke to the bill's sponsor.
Missouri State Representative Bishop Davidson introduced a similar bill 2 sessions ago.
A lot of that was intended to work on the bill.
So what is different?
The thing that is different about this year, 1, we've worked through more of the stakeholders. 2, we've taken the time to just comb through the legislation and refine it.
According to the Missouri Department of Revenue, a single person making $50,000 on average could see nearly $2,300 taken out of their paychecks each year for state income tax. A married couple making $100,000 could see that double to almost $4,600.
As the sports team example illustrates, it's all about recruiting and retaining personnel, getting workers into the state. And the best way to do that is to incentivize them by letting them keep more of their take-home pay.
There are 8 other states that don't have a state income tax: Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming.
Each state is different. Their economies are different. The way that they structure their taxes are different. And so we've tried to draw from other states and best practices that have occurred there, but this is very much a Missouri-tailored, Missouri-specific proposal.
State Representative Davidson says the bill would phase out the state income tax over time and create a fund to supplement the money if the state income tax is eliminated.
We want to put a spending cap on the legislature, and we want to capture that excess in a tax reform fund, and we want to buy down our rate.
Davidson says when the state has an excess of funds, the people of Missouri should receive the money. And right now, there's not a provision in the bill to have a flat rate sales tax.
Now, that's the infrastructure of marching to 0%. How you get there faster, there's a lot of ways. You could find efficiencies in government. You could continue to economically grow out of it. You could look at other tax rates. That's not the intentionality right now.
For the legislators behind the bill, it's about helping Missouri compete on multiple levels.
Missouri not only competes against itself, so to speak, in that we're trying to make Missouri as the best place that it can be to raise a family, to start a business, to have it, to find a job. But we're also competing against surrounding states. We're competing against the rest of the country. We're competing against the entire globe.
Well, if you don't have the time or talent to wrap your Christmas gifts, there's help available and you can give back at the same time for a donation. A group of people in Carthage, part of Kenzie's Cruisers, will do the wrapping for you. It's happening for the 17th year in a row. The name of the group belongs to Kenzie Chrisman, who has cystic fibrosis. Her relatives started the holiday wrapping tradition to raise money for CF research.
What you'll do is bring your gifts in, we'll sign you up, we'll put your names on them, and then we will wrap them, as you've probably seen. So, and then we'll give you a call, and you'll come up and pick them up and leave a donation.
I love it. Ladima Martin, by the way, is Kenzie Chrisman's grandmother. She says Kenzie's 19 now, in good health and in college. Wonderful to hear. This all takes place near the intersection of Centennial and Missouri in Carthage. The group has a Facebook page. We have a link for you at 4stateshomepage.com. What a great fundraiser, right? We do want to show you one other shot this morning from that California wildfire that's burning out of control, threatening homes right now, and also threatening Pepperdine University. Shelby, you've seen the Santa Ana winds. Being from California, obviously a very serious situation.
Very serious, and as they get more intense, it's just going to really make the fires even worse. And just with the open terrain, like all that area is just mountains.
Yeah.
Pepperdine is really all just surrounded by mountains and beach, so it's really just scary sight.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You know, they haven't really controlled much of it to what you've told me, so it's definitely gonna be a long day.
Yeah, we're going to continue to keep an eye on things there, and definitely a devastating scene just to see this unfolding this morning in California. Up next, the U.S. Postal Service delivers its 5 billionth package, and it arrived in a Southwest Missouri community.
And as we go to break, here's a look at the winning lottery numbers. We'll be right back.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KSN 16, your local news today.
A live look at 610 on the ground in Malibu. This is on the ground. We've been showing you those aerial shots, but you can see some of the fire from the ground as well. We were just watching one of the fire trucks even just trying to get through the smoke so thick you could barely see the headlights clearly on the fire unit trying to get through that area. We do know an update from Pepperdine University that their students are sheltered in place right now. However, our affiliate there, KTLA, is saying that the surrounding areas have been evacuated. Again, Pepperdine University students are sheltered in place, and the fire has grown to 1,800 acres right now. Also, power is out for a big section of Malibu as of right now. So we'll continue to keep you updated as things continue to develop there in California. Well, a southwest Missouri town known as the Christmas City, of course, they changed their name to Knoll, from Knoll to Noel during December, is chosen for a major milestone delivery. KSN's Dustin Latimer tells us about the special holiday moment.
Special delivery. A package with a special number arrived at the post office in Knoll, or rather during this time of the year, Noel.
This is a magical day. The Postal Service is projecting to deliver its 5 billionth mail piece today here, and we're going to do it right here in the Christmas city of Noel, Missouri.
On Black Friday, the U.S. Postal Service began its annual count of holiday mail.
What happens, all the letters, cards, packages that go through our mail processing machines, they're all counted and calibrated. At the end of the day, that information's downloaded, and it's a continual clicker updating that information, and we're up to 5 billion today.
Once it arrived at the Noel post office, holiday package number 5 billion did not have far to travel.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Its destination was just across the street at National TV Sales and Rental, where it was hand-delivered to Assistant Manager Kathy Ramirez.
I'm excited to open it because, I really don't know what it is, but I'm excited. Maybe it's a big old, that check in there.
Regardless of what it might be, Ramirez says she'll wait until Christmas Day to open the package.
It's just a blessing. Honestly, it is. It really is.
Last year, the USPS delivered billions of pieces of holiday mail by December 25th.
That is a lot of mail. Those guys work hard. I will say that.
Last year we had about 12 billion holiday mail pieces, and we're looking to maybe exceed that this year, so we're excited about that.
Postal workers only have a few billion to go before Christmas.
Let's get those things in the mail. We're already up to 5 billion right now, so let's keep it going. You can relax and enjoy your holiday.
Reporting in Noel, I'm Dustin Latimer.
One of the things I love about that post office, you can go down there and mail your Christmas cards, and they have the cute stamps that they'll put on the envelopes of your Christmas cards that say from the Christmas City, but you can also just go down. If you're driving down there, they need volunteers because they have so many pieces of mail that get sent there. People send huge envelopes of their Christmas cards to get that little stamp on them. So you can also just volunteer to stamp for an hour or so.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, and they're very grateful, especially if you're already going to just make the little trip down there, but they're very grateful if you do that. So we love it. One of the special cities around here.
Yeah, and some people love the cold. I was about to say, and we love the cold. I don't love the cold. Some people do love the cold.
Right? Yes.
It is going to be cold out there today, so bundle up. I'll have more details coming up next with my full forecast. Now here's a look at the almanac.
From the KSN 16 Freeman Health System live First Alert Doppler Storm Center. Weather with Shelby Schabel.
Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is going to be very cold out there, a freezing morning, and we will have breezes increase as well today with cloud cover as well, and cooler temperatures are expected for the next couple of days. So just bundle up, definitely be prepared for the colder weather out there. Our West Home Furnishings Tower Cam has nice views across the city of Joplin. It's nice, we're seeing nice lights, and we shouldn't see anything that really should affect your commute this morning as a whole. Maybe some light fog pushing in from the south, but again, should be mostly clear out there. Our Freeman Health First Alert Doppler has temperatures below freezing to near freezing this morning. So again, bundle up. It's going to be dry, which really emphasizes the colder air mass we are experiencing. And the fog is expected to continue to move to the southeast, but we could see it pass through as we continue to push throughout our morning. Now, sending the kids off to school to the bus stop, this is what it's going to feel like out there, look like. Temperatures near freezing, some areas below freezing. Still mostly clear and sunny to start us off, but again, the cloud cover is expected to move in, so send them off with some jackets and warm weather gear. Our conditions are remaining dry. We're not seeing any moisture or humidity in the area, and we do have cooler temperatures that are going to continue to push through as a cold front did push through yesterday. So now we're seeing cloud cover continue to increase. We will have the breezes increase as well by Wednesday. Gusts could reach over 20 miles an hour, and we have some high pressure to the south of us, which will continue to emphasize the drier conditions. Our highs for today are going to be in the low 40s. We can see Monette 41, Joplin 42, Veneta 43. So remaining on the calmer side of things today, definitely cold, but we're cooling down for lows in the upper 20s as a whole, below freezing for the region. And it's going to feel even colder tonight as wind chill values are in the teens. Wind chill values just represent what it feels like in comparison to what we're seeing as far as the temperatures go. So teens are what it's going to feel like, even though we're seeing temperatures in the upper 20s. Still below freezing though as a whole, so it's just going to be cold. Our highs for tomorrow are going to remain in the low 40s, some upper 30s. In the next couple of days, have a warm up on the way slightly. Once we push past our midweek mark right here, we'll be above average, and we'll be more so in the 50s, mid 50s as a whole. And temperatures are going to continue to be on the warmer side of things over the next week as we're looking at more so above average conditions. But that's still going to be cold. We're still going to be in the 50s. We're looking at dry conditions more so to the west, and then to the east, moderately dry conditions. But hopefully we'll see some ease to all the dryness as we do have some rain chances expected to come through on Friday. Right now we have a 30% chance of that, but again, we're seeing that start to build in over the next week, and maybe next week we'll have some future rain chances ahead as well. Here's a look at your KSN forecast from your local weather authority. The high is going to be 42 degrees. We'll see temperatures continue to be nice out there. We'll cool down for lows in the upper 20s tonight, and the next couple of days are showing warmer temperatures once we pass the midweek mark, and some rain chances ahead on Friday. So.
Yeah, and much needed rain, so we'll hopefully keep our fingers crossed, like you said, that we should get some of that. There is an incredible collector of nativities. Of course, we're 15 days away from Christmas. We'll show it to you next. 6:24 on this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. Some people collect coins, trading cards, or stamps, but one pastor in Kansas City has spent years collecting nativity scenes.
Her collection has grown to about 500 sets. She recently put them on display before shrinking her collection to give back to her church. Jacob Sloan has a story.
It's become a labor of love.
It takes 2 weeks, several days to put up, then we have the display, then several days to take down, and then I'm exhausted.
I mean, after all, setting up nearly 500 nativity scenes is no easy task. 60 tubs full of 2,500 pounds of artwork gets put up each year, and they're all different.
This one's just really ornate. It's a mixture of cloth and ceramic, and I think it's really beautiful.
There's some made of crystal, some of ceramic, some made of straw, and some that got sent with the wrong parts.
This one we think is funny because it has twin Marys. There's two right there.
Some are even broken, but are still on display.
But that reminds me that we're broken people too. We can still be useful. We can still bring pleasure to the world if we want to.
The collection started with Colrick's mother 64 Christmases ago.
One of the kings is carrying a shotgun shell because my dad was a duck hunter and she had it around the house, just the right size. There's a shotgun shell. It's just hangers. That's all it is, wrapped.
But after 20 years of putting all of them up across the city and the country, it's time to downsize, no matter how much people love coming to see them.
Very blessed to have collected all of these lovely and different scents. What a variety. And my husband says they're from all over the world, so that's really cool.
It's just a gourd. You open the gourd, there's the star, there's the family, and it's from Peru.
Some of the proceeds are going to Miriam Christian Church's outreach program to help them give back to their community.
They mean something to me, and it means something to me that selling them can help somebody else. I like that.
Colrick says she just wants them to mean something to the people who take them home.
I always say if the nativity winks at you, then it's for you, and you take it home and you love it in your own family.
And for some, despite all their other decorations, the nativity is a reminder of the reason for the Christmas season.
I mean, we have a lovely Christmas tree and other things, but none of that would be celebrated if it wasn't for Jesus.
Oh man, I love that, right? Yeah, what an incredible collection she has. So beautiful, and I love what she was saying about them,
Right.
Coming up in our next half hour of local news today, an investigation into the cause of a house fire in northeast Oklahoma.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on NBC.
Now from the KSN 16 Storm Center, your local weather authority. This is your forecast first.
Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is cold out there this morning, what I like to call a freezing morning out there. Our Westcomb Furnishings Tower Cam has nice views across the city of Joplin. We can see the sunrise starting to make an appearance this morning. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunrise. Our radar and temperatures from our Freeman Health First Alert Doppler have us in the low 30s, close to freezing if not below freezing. So again, bundle up, send the kids off to the bus stop bundled up as well. It'll remain cold today, and dew points are showing dry conditions, so this really emphasizes the colder weather and colder air mass out there. I'll have more details with my full forecast, but highs will only be in the low 40s for today. Now over to you, Tiffany.
Shelby, thank you. After a week-long nationwide manhunt, a suspect in custody this morning for the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. We have reaction from the family and friends of Luigi Mangione. Fire officials investigating a house fire in Commerce, what we've learned so far from fire officials. And recent technology upgrades at the Joplin Police Department aim to keep the city safer. KSN Local News Today continues now.
This is KSN 16, your local news today, with Tiffany Alaniz and Shelby Schabel.
Good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. It's December the 10th. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. Thanks so much for starting your morning with us. A live look this morning for you in Pennsylvania, where that suspect who was arrested yesterday, hundreds of miles away from New York City in Pennsylvania, is being held. This is the prison where he's being held this morning. Unclear if that suspect is going to fight extradition. Equally puzzling is the picture that is emerging of him. Anybody who has known him, went to high school with him, lived with him, just in the last few years, has said he is a kind, non-violent person, zero criminal record whatsoever, not even a speeding ticket to talk about. So a very, very puzzling situation. We're going to get to that story in just a little bit. The investigation continues into a house fire in Commerce. When firefighters arrived in the 400 block of North Elm just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon, the house was fully involved. Quapaw Nation Fire Chief Sammy Freeman says a back wall did appear to be blown out, likely indicating some sort of an explosion happened, but investigators will make that final determination. One person was also inside at the time, but Freeman did not speak about any injuries to that person, saying that the fire marshal would have to release that information after the investigation. He credits the responding crews for putting out the fire so quickly and making sure there were no other injuries.
Quapaw Nation, Commerce Volunteer Department, and Quapaw Volunteer Department. And these guys done an outstanding job, made a fantastic stop on the house. Upon arrival, like I said, it was fully involved.
We will let you know as soon as we get new information from the fire marshal. The Jasper County coroner has identified the pedestrian killed as he was trying to cross Highway 171 in Carterville late Friday night. Just before midnight, 31-year-old Ryan Easley from Eagle Rock, Missouri was struck by a Ford F-150 pickup truck. The Missouri Highway Patrol says Easley was trying to cross the highway when he was hit in the northbound lanes. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the pickup truck, a 17-year-old from Webb City, was not injured in the crash, but his vehicle sustained extensive damage. Oklahoma death row inmate Kevin Underwood will wait a little longer for his pardon and parole board hearing after a judge granted a stay on Monday. Underwood has had 2 clemency hearings canceled in just the past week. He's scheduled to be executed next week. On Monday, a judge canceled the clemency hearing because there are not 5 board members after 2 of them stepped down. Underwood's attorneys say he has the right to a hearing before a full board of 5 members. The 44-year-old is scheduled to receive lethal injection next Thursday. He was convicted in the 2006 murder of 10-year-old Jamie Rose Bolin, who lived in his apartment complex in Purcell, Oklahoma. A wide-ranging tech upgrade is helping Joplin police keep the city safe more quickly and efficiently. Gretchen Bolander reports.
The Joplin Police Department is working on an upgrade that touches on just about every aspect of city law enforcement.
Dispatching center, CAD, mobile CAD, which is what our officers use out on the vehicles, jail records, administration, investigations, so it covers every area of the department.
The new system is called ProSuite and generally deals with computer-aided dispatch and the records management system. It streamlines processes that had been glitchy, things like court access.
Everyone had to transition to Missouri courts. At that point, our electronic citation module was not functional with our old system, so we had to seek out an additional vendor to provide that patchwork until we got a new system up and running.
The new system integrated 600,000 name records from the last 30 years. It also streamlined evidence storage for easier access to videos, still images, and audio recordings.
Recently, we've had to burn those files onto disks or thumb drives and then make copies for requests from attorneys, from prosecution. So those practices are a little more streamlined now. Now it involves a link, and the evidence is up in the cloud.
ProSuite went live at JPD earlier this year. They are still working on the final fix, which will allow 911 calls to transfer seamlessly between the Joplin, Jasper County, and Newton County dispatch systems. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Gretchen Bolander.
An I-44 bridge project is on hold until the spring. MoDOT has halted the rehabilitation of the bridge on I-44 near exit 6 until the spring. That means both westbound I-44 lanes will be open to traffic near Main Street in Joplin. The median crossovers will be closed, though, and the eastbound and westbound on-ramps at that exit will still remain closed. However, both of the off-ramps at exit 6 will be open. The speed limit in that area will still be about 60 miles an hour. An organization in McDonald County is working to ensure children have gifts under the tree on Christmas morning. Secret Santa of McDonald County is nearing the end of their Christmas toy drive, which started nearly 20 years ago with just one family. It has since grown to include 118 children. Each one has a sponsor to purchase toys and necessities for the kids. However, there are nearly 45 who do not have sponsors yet, so the program is relying on public donations.
I think that children deserve magic for as long as they can have magic, because this world takes it from them. And so the longer that they get to have it, and if that's believing in Santa Claus for that extra year when they know that times are tough and their parents can't afford it, then that's just what it is.
So dozens of drop-off boxes are set up across the county, including each in the McDonald County Library locations in Pineville, Knoll, and Southwest City. Donations can be new or gently used toys, books, clothing, and coats. All are being accepted through next Monday, the 16th. So if you are able to help, that's still a lot of kids that they have without sponsors. So help out in any way you can, even if it's just one toy or a coat or something like that. Turning back to four-state weather, it is a cold morning out there as you're headed out the door, and maybe some areas seeing fog.
Yeah, and frost possibly below
Yes,
freezing
for sure.
really across the 4 states. It's going to be very cold, so bundle up. I'll have more details coming up with my Apple forecast, and here's a look at the almanac.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KSN 16, your local news today. the KSN 16 Freeman Health System live First Alert Doppler Storm Center. Weather with Shelby Schabel.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is a freezing morning out there. Temperatures are below freezing in the 30s, low 30s, some mid 30s. We're going to see the breezes increase as well with cloud cover moving in, and colder temperatures are expected ahead. Okay, we'll take this. Here's a live look at our West Cone Furnishings Tower Cam to see nice views across the city of Joplin. We have the sunrise starting to make its way to us, and I love when we have a little bit of ombre action going on. That means it's going to be a great day, right? Our radar temperatures from our Freeman Health First Alert Doppler have us in the low 30s again, below freezing or freezing, and it's going to feel even colder out there as wind chill values are only in the low 20s, upper 20s. So it is very cold. This is what it feels like in comparison to the temperature. So bundle up this morning. You could see some frost on your car and some possible fog as well as it's continuing to move to the east of us. It's not really expected to have much of an effect on our region, but some areas could see patchy fog, especially more so to the south. Now, as you send the kids off to school this morning to the bus stop, this is what it's going to feel like across the 4 states. Please be mindful it is going to be cold. I need to emphasize how cold it's going to be because you saw those wind chill values, right? Well, tomorrow we could see those in the teens. So the colder temperatures are going to continue and the dry conditions as well, as we're not seeing any moisture pickup on our water vapor radar, and we're looking at a cold front that moved through. So that's why things are colder. The cloud cover is expected to shift in from the north as it continues to move south. We'll see partly cloudy conditions over the next couple of days and mostly cloudy, as we do have some possible rain chances as we get closer to Friday. But that high pressure is going to continue to bring us dry conditions and breezier ones as well over the next couple of days as we get closer to our weekend mark. Now for our highs, 42 Joplin, Coffeyville, 45 are going to remain in the 40s for today and tomorrow as well before we start to see things pick up as far as temperatures go. But we're cooling down tonight below freezing as a whole with temperatures in the upper 20s. So please be bundled up. I know during this time of year I have my heat blanket going on. I like to be inside. It is cold and I'm sensitive to the cold as a California girl. I always say that because I feel like everyone says I'm really sensitive. I'm like, yeah, the cold for me is 65. So it's definitely an adjustment, but it's going to be even cooler tonight, wind chill values in the teens. So please bundle up, keep yourself warm. We do not need you getting sick. As Tiffany mentioned, Christmas is in 15 days. Almost 2 weeks as of tomorrow. Very exciting. We want you to be at your best for the holidays. We don't need you getting sick. And the best way to do that is to take your vitamins and stay warm, right? We're going to see highs tomorrow in the low 40s, upper 30s, and the next couple of days do present us with, again, that warm up above average, especially as we get closer to Friday. And Sunday, we'll see a high of 56 degrees. Our temperature outlook does have us close to above average temperatures over the next week, and dry conditions are expected to remain, but hopefully we'll see some ease with the possible rain chances that we're expecting on Friday, and we can see that that's starting to build in over the next week. Maybe we'll see some future rain chances ahead as well. Here's a look at your KSN forecast from your local weather authority. The high is going to be 42 degrees. Increasing clouds will be moving in and breezes will be pushing through, but tonight's low will be in the upper 20s, below freezing. Very cold. The winds will lighten up a bit, but now we're just really bracing ourselves for the breezy conditions and possible rain chances on Friday.
Well, we need the rain, so hopefully, fingers crossed, like you said, that we get some of that much needed rain, but nothing to complain about this time of year. It's such a busy time of year. Lots of people running around, running errands every day.
Exactly.
So it's good that we're having the milder temperatures for sure. But like you said, feeling cold this morning.
Yes, stay warm.
Up next, the family of the murder suspect from New York City who was accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare has spoken out about their loved one's arrest. We'll have their statement for you coming up.
First is a look at gas prices in Joplin.
At 6:50, here's another live look. You can barely see those fire trucks through this thick smoke. That's a live look. That's what it looks like normally. And you can see just obviously they were dissolving to that to show you the homes in that area. This is near Malibu, California, and you can see the flames, just how close they are. Pepperdine University has been sheltered in place overnight. They have a lot of evacuations in that area as a wildfire is raging out of control. 1,800 acres at least are burning right now. Homes threatened and evacuations in that area. A very serious and scary situation happening there. We're going to continue to stay on top of any new developments. Well, this morning, the family of Luigi Mangione is speaking out after his arrest yesterday. Police released this of him at their jail. His family says they're devastated by his arrest. The suspect caught hundreds of miles away from New York City in Pennsylvania after someone at McDonald's spotted him and alerted an employee. This morning, he's charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mark Santia reports.
Walking to court in handcuffs, wearing a navy long-sleeve shirt and jeans, surrounded by police officers, this is the first glimpse of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. It was here, inside an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's, nearly 300 miles west of New York City, where police say a 5-day manhunt came to an end when an observant employee noticed a suspicious person on his computer at a back table and called 911.
My partner and I recognized him immediately, just from what we saw in the media with photos, videos.
Officers asked the man to lower his medical mask and then asked him one specific question.
He had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently, and that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
Police say the man handed them a fake ID with the name Mark Rosario, the same name used to check into a Manhattan hostel where the suspected gunman, wanted for killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, stayed several nights.
Some of these detectives I've stated behind me haven't been home since Tuesday when this incident happened. They've been working this case tirelessly around the clock. And when they got that phone call, immediately they jumped in their car, the police car, and raced down here.
Officers brought Mangione back to the station, and in his backpack, they found a 3D printed handgun and silencer similar to the one used in the Midtown shooting, as well as a 3-page handwritten note expressing, quote, ill will toward corporate America.
We do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
NYPD detectives immediately made the drive west on I-80 to investigate Mangione and the evidence. NYPD Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daughtry.
Here's a message to the criminal element that think that they want to commit a crime in New York City. Police Commissioner Tish's police department will find you and bring you to justice.
In Altoona, Pennsylvania, Mark Santia, NBC News.
And it's still unclear if he will fight extradition back to New York, but we'll continue to keep you updated. We'll be right back. 6:56, there is a live look again. You can see the flames and just how vast this area is. This is near Malibu and the Sweetwater Canyon area specifically that we're looking at right now. And Shelby, you were explaining to me a little bit, the Santa Ana winds are just can cause these fires that we see so devastating.
Exactly, and when it's so dry out there and the winds just intensify, it just really intensifies the fires, and the area that it's hitting is so vast, like you mentioned, just so much terrain out there.
Yes.
It's just all land and mountain region area, so it's really going to be affected by these fires, and that's why it's really hard to contain, because as soon as they contain one area, I mean, it's all dry land, so it's so easy
it just keeps going.
Yeah, literally.
Well, we are seeing the fire retardant being dropped on that fire, so we're going to continue to keep you updated throughout the day, but obviously our prayers remain with everyone there. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you at noon.